Ooh, blue-white control again. This time, we're going to be seeing how it fares against a Grixis Death Shadow. Exclamation avatar and boss. We've been seeing a lot more Grixis Death Shadow players popping up at the shop. It's a powerful deck to play. It's strong again. All right. I'd say it fell off a little bit as KCI kind of increased and was doing better and stuff like that. But now it's, you know, back up there. Top tier deck. Something to kind of be afraid of. Now, it has always been strong, always been powerful. You know, that's another good point too. Is Death Shadow, you know, it's doing better because humans and spirits aren't doing as well right now. So because they're kind of falling off a little bit more, Death Shadow can kind of shine in this sort of less creature meta, right? Now, blue-white control list, especially Lyle's, because he is all about drawing cards, might be a little bit tough to deal with. But we're going to have to see. Again, Grixis Death Shadow is very limited on its threats as well. So if you have a lot of ways to kind of deal with those threats, and those ways are like Path to Exiles and things like that to kind of get them out of there, it's a nice way to do it. Also, if there's, you know, running any Gideons, right? That could help too, just kind of blanket, hey, this guy can't deal damage. Just ways to kind of get around and how to help there. But Lyle's going to be kicking things off, fetching. And, ooh, a relic to start things out too. That's pretty cool. Fetching down to 19. Cycle a Street Wraith over there on Devin's side. It says, yeah, that's cool. I'll be at 18 to start. We'll see how low can he go. Oh, someone's messaging me on Steam, guys. All right, 18 down to 15. Well, let's see if he goes any lower. Inquisition coming out here. Let's take a look. He says, hey, these all cost more than 3. This is the only thing you can get. TJ's also talking about Apex over there. That's what someone's messaging me on Steam to play Apex. So TJ's like, hey, let's play Apex while Lyle dirtles. So I'm sorry if I missed some life totals and stuff here. I believe maybe I missed something else, but I don't think. Might have been a Thought Seize. Hard to tell. I think it was just the Inquisition that hit the art. Yeah, Apex is a lot of fun. I have been enjoying it. I'm sure some of you guys have been playing. I'm bad at shooters, but I have been enjoying Apex because of how fast paced it is. Like, I enjoyed playing PUBG and PlayerUnknown Battleground for a while. I never got into Fortnite, but I definitely enjoyed PUBG. And PUBG feels so slow compared to Apex. It's so crazy. Alright, so we saw the relic get popped when I was busy ranting about Battle Royale games. Devin's going to fetch here. Probably find himself Blood Crypt or so. Probably going to 12 at least. Let's there it is. There's the Blood Crypt. And what's nice too is by having access to those Inquisitions, things like Thoughtseize, those ways to kind of look at what your opponent is up to, you can kind of plan ahead and really kind of get a gauge on what is going on with your opponent to know where things are at. So it says, hey, look, here's my 1-1. Is this okay? Here's another 1-1. I hope that's okay. Until Lyle draws a land and Supreme Verdicts or something. Lyle's going to be fetching down to 18 on his side. Eddie asking in chat, is Jeskai better against Death Shadow than Blue White? You know, Jeskai does have access to, you know, those bolts, those helixes, things like that, which if it, you know, your opponent's getting real low, you can kind of be able to do stuff like that. But Blue White does also have access to things like Terminus, and when you're committing a lot of resources to being like, oh, here's this Death Shadow, right? Here is this. Oh, we're seeing a cycle. Devin's going to go down to 10. You know, here's this Gurmag Angler that I've committed a lot of resources to. It can get tough to deal with. Alright, so 6 points of damage coming across here. Looks like Lyle's fine with taking that because we did see land come out and pass. Lyle's going to draw some cards. So 12 points down versus 10. So we gotta calculate it out and think that, all right, that fetch land over there is good for essentially another 3 points of damage to Devin, right? Which essentially makes those Death Shadows 3 points higher. So right now, Death Shadows are 3/3s. They can become 6/6s, which is 12 points of damage, which is exactly how much life Lyle has. Says, hey, I'd like to mill myself 2 and draw a card. Found another Thought Scour. Bobble here. We'll see if he's going to be targeting himself or Lyle. Bobbles himself. He also has that fetch, so makes sense to kind of keep an eye on things, especially because he has another Thought Scour in his hand, I believe. He does, so that can help determine how he kind of sets things up. Cryptic Command. Evan's going to lose some more life. Says, okay, I see what you're doing there. Takes 3 more damage. He does have, I believe, the counterspell in his hand. Stubborn Denial. There it is. Counter that. Move to combat. These are both 6/6s. 12 points exactly. Devin will take game number 1 there. Yeah, Lyle said, that was a weird game. I didn't draw any removal. Yeah, like he was really just relying on that cryptic there at the end to try to kind of stall out again. It was just sort of like delay. All right. And the deck does have a lot of removal. Like we saw he had a Terminus in his hand at one point, but you know, having that in there and not getting the miracle off it or anything like that, it's just sort of like, well, okay, I guess I'm going to sit here and wait. So back into the sideboard state of things. Lyle kind of going to go through his list a little bit, see if he's got any more removal spells available that he can try to bring in, any kind of slow things that he might have that's kind of not as effective he's going to try to take out here. And kind of Devin looking through the list. Like, I like that he's looking through like the lilies and stuff like that to bring in, because I'm always a fan if I'm playing against some like a control based deck, if I can stick a planeswalker down, things can get a little bit scary. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so TJ in chat was saying that Devin is very new to Shadow, but he's getting there. He was able to give him a nice sideboard guide, which should help. And that's a nice thing, too, is that when you go to a tournament, you can definitely open up that piece of paper that has the sideboard guide if it's written down. You can't pull up your phone and look up the sideboard guide and stuff like that, but if you have it on a piece of paper there available to you, no problem. Be able to use that and take advantage of that. And sideboarding is a difficult thing, and Death Shadow is a very difficult deck, so having those resources is very important. Size 3 font, yeah, like the sideboard guide, tiny font. You can put all the information on it. Better have that magnifying glass ready. Oh, she didn't. So Julia helped out. Didn't want my notes to get seen from across the table, you know? That's actually pretty smart. Write that stuff in cursive. Yeah, what's cool is that there are so many different decks popping up now, and I talk about this pretty much every season and mostly every week, is that Modern's such a great format because of the versatility and variety of decks that exist in it, and the fact that we can constantly see new decks. Like, Legacy is a great format, but it's not as often that we see people trying new things. Every now and again it does happen, and it does, you know, exist and stuff like that, but like new printings for standard stuff, we're seeing new decks pop up, right? How many people are trying to find the very best version of Arclight Phoenix right now and trying different variants of that, right? Then you've got that like birthing pod creature based deck that's going to be running around and starting to see play here. You know, like, there's cool things that are able to exist and pop up and people start playing, and shifts in the meta are a constant thing. So I need to get back into doing my Modern meta breakdown stuff. I did that for 2017 and 2018, and I've been slacking for 2019, guys. All right, let's get things going. Fetch land's coming out for both players, but Devin's the first to pop his. Ops coming out here. Keep that on top. Ooh, down to 15. Let's take a look and see what is hiding. Path to Exile, Dispel, Terminus, Detention Sphere, Search for Escanta, and Rest in Peace. Scary, scary stuff. Seeing a one-land hand, like, you might kind of look at that and go, okay, you know, Path is scary, you can play that. Dispel might be scary, you can kind of play that initially. But in the long term, right, Rest in Peace, Search for Escanta, you know, those things are difficult once they get going and get online, right? You play Rest in Peace, it's basically saying, hey, you're going to have a hard time casting your Gurgmog, right? Yeah, Search for Escanta is such a good card. And Lyle's able to find the land. So he will be dropping down to 17 here. We see another Fetch Shock dropping to 12. Yeah, I can understand why he took the Rest in Peace. All right, it makes sense if you're filling up your graveyard a lot already based on what you have set up. I don't know if he had a Gurmag or anything to make it as relevant to say, I really need to make sure that I play that. But when you're so threat light and you're newer to the deck, I can see why you're like, okay, I need to prioritize getting rid of this because that's, you know, half of my threats will get shut off. But Search for Escanta is like allowing Lyle to get up the lands that he's missing by having that out there, right? If there's not a land on top, Lyle can just chuck away the card that's on top and help get Azcanta able to flip and turn into a land anyway. All right, Detention Sphere gets taken away from Devin, saying, you know what? More removal. Let's get rid of it. Don't want to put up with it. Thoughtseize, pretty powerful card. All right, let's get things going. He says, I want to start stripping away some cards from your hand. Oh, thank you for keeping me up to date with our life totals. I missed the last fetch. Oh, missed the bobble trigger too? Yikes. Inquisition says, here's my cards that you can take. So Devin's doing a great job managing what Lyle has, but not really having any threats right now. Right? Him stripping away that Rest in Peace hasn't really mattered because there's still no Gurmag. There's a pile of graveyard related cards over there for Devin, but nothing really else. So he says, okay, I need a threat out there. Snapcaster is going to have to do for now. One, two, three, four, five, 6 cards in Lyle's graveyard here. 2 points of damage coming across. Let's blow up this. Float a red. Basic islands all around. Search for Azcanta flips. And now things are getting scary. Blah. Here's the Baneslayer Angel. Hope you've got removal. Where's your Dismember? Fatal Push isn't going to help here. Yep, that's exactly it. Not having any pressure to follow up all this disruption and Lyle missing, low on lands and stuff like that for such a long time. Like, it's definitely caused some problems. Opt action taking place. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Serum Visions over Opt. I know some people like it in their list, but, and I am so bad. Clyrian, some variation of your name. Thank you so much for the follow. These are the moments where I need Brett here to help me with people's names because I can't do it. Oh, but I'm glad you're liking the coverage tonight. Thanks for the follow. So taking a look here, he says, let me strip away an instant or sorcery. Let me gain 2, drain 2, maybe. Putting him at 10, maybe giving him another chance to find something. Putting Lyle at 13. Says, hey, here's 5. Yeah, bobbling himself is also important. I know you want to try to figure out what your opponent's got coming up, but still, you've been hitting a lot of those Inquisitions and Thought Seizes that game, so you should be able to know. I love it. I love it. Gotta support that modern Kung Fu group. Ooh, different art Snapcasters. Nice. Full tilt. Do this again. I'll get rid of this, strip that away, and we're gonna stay alive for a little bit longer. Oh, Lyle is not at 1. What the? What was he at? 17? Not gonna matter. Not even gonna matter. Tying it up, 1-1. Okay, let's jump into it. Gonna be getting things ready, double checking sideboard, see if there's anything else that we can do to adjust things. Did he take out a Gurmag there? So stripping away another threat, but this could be in response to seeing the rest in peace. TJ making a good point in chat too, saying, I think that Devin missed so many draws and redraws to capitalize on your discard handicap. And that's the thing. It's like you have all these ways to kind of help yourself out and generate card advantage with the bobbles, with the street race, things like that. He ran opt in there too to help him. All right, bobbling himself, see what is coming up. Oh, I can fetch this away. These sort of tactics to really help set himself up and kind of keep going and take advantage of the fact Lyle was kind of hurt on lands at the beginning and then low on cards, but not having those threats to stick on the board allowed Lyle to kind of catch back in. Having that search for Escanta made a huge difference there. I think, you know, because Devin didn't have that Gurmag in his hand, letting Rest in Peace stick around for a while made more sense. Right, Sophie? Sophie agrees. It was me pretending to sideboard. I like that trickery. Oh, yes, look, I'm going to sideboard again. Oh, Lyle's happy with his. Devin is not happy with that, though. See if this is any better. What? What do you have to say? All right, happier with this? Devin says, I'm going to go to 18. Did Bert quit? No, but he'll be joining us next week. He was thinking about joining us this week, but then he was like, you know, I'm going to just play a lot more Apex. No, but he said he'll be joining us next week. You know, gotten sucked back into playing so many different games and stuff like that and doing a lot more streaming stuff that he decided that, you know what, I'm fine with just taking another week off. And I said, cool, you know, relax, take the time. Plus, you know, with all the rain and it's supposed to get a little bit icier as the temperature drops and stuff like that, I'm cool with him just kind of relaxing at home. I'll play probably Apex with him later, so. Street Wraith. Down to 16. Down to 14. Down to 12. Thoughtseas, what you got? Show me what you got. Here's 3 lands. And here's some good stuff. Alright. Dispel, Snapcaster, Hieroglyphic Illumination. Lyle, what's that last card? Oh, sweet, TJ. Yeah, we'll definitely hit you up. Ouse, thank you. I can never remember based on the art for that. Yeah, I'm bad at shooters, but I like the game, so I'm trying to practice and get a little bit better. So that was what Lyle was talking about earlier in the night, that Ouse having that kind of double duty, right? I can bounce your Gurmag. Oh, and you're going to gain some life, which could end up killing your Death Shadow. I'm like, TJ, I'm good at shooters, but bad at this game. Inquisition. Mana Leak. Ooh. Well, here's the thing about it. Like, well, you're stripping away a card, right? Do you really want to fight over it? And that's what he's thinking about it for a second. He says, you know what? I think I do want to fight over that. I mean, here I like, you know, just stripping away the Snapcaster. He's left with a Dispel, Hieroglyphic, Illumination, and 2 lands. Ew, gross. Lyle 2 for 1 me with Oust in our game off camera. And after TJ saw that in my hand with a discard spell, that hurts. All right, so Lyle running away right now with the lands. There's a Lily, but not enough lands to cast it, it looks like here. But he did opt, which is nice to help him set up. Looks like Dismember is drawn. Things are not looking good. That's smart. Yeah, Lyle's saying, I decided just to jam it out. And since he was tapped out of blue, I knew the coast was clear for me to kind of get by with that and know that I can start getting that card advantage back that he had been stripping away from me. And there's Jace to help things out here. 1 mana left over to kind of deal with the potential counterspell again. Shields down. Give me my cards. So Devin double checking through because there's so many different modes on Jace. It's such a powerful card. It says, I want to peek at your deck. What do you got going on there? Yeah, no, that's going to go on the bottom. You don't need that card. Ain't force spiking my Jace, bro. Cycling a Street Wraith here, digging for those lands. Down to 10. Here's a handful of spells that none matter. Let's take a look. What do you got you're trying to draw over there? Is that a land? I don't know if you need that. Those are those feel bad moments where you're like, I really need a land or I really need a threat, and your opponent's got a Jace and they can just prevent you from drawing it all day, every day. I guess I'm going to bolt that to just make it a little weaker. I don't need you to ult that. Fate Seal's so unfun. Yeah, right? He must have lost my sideboard guide. He's still running bolts in there after sideboard. Here's the land. Tapped and pass. You want that gels in one? Maybe he hadn't started using it yet. Who knows? Or maybe he did lose it. Said, this sideboard guide is too small. I can't read it. It says, I'm going to brainstorm, actually. What do I want to set myself up with? That can go on top. Oh, search for Escanta. Yeah, seems good. Another colonnade. Pass. That's the reason why I like to keep bolts and things like that. Or do those fetch shocks, kill myself. You can't kill me, I'll kill myself. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's brainstorm again. It's going to take a while longer, unfortunately. Let's pass, he says. Hey, can we have a threat, he says? Says, I want to draw some cards. Maybe I can find some annoying ways to deal with this. I'd like to gain 3 blockers, please. I'd like to counter that. Let's fight over it. It says, well, I guess I will dispel your counterspell. And let's really fight over it. Well, I guess I'll dispel your dispel, and let's just keep it going. Here's my blockers. Oh, wait. It actually does that? What? That's an ability too? You've done all of the abilities? Yeah, bounce that to your hand. We don't need that to stay out here. I just want to end the game. Give me my dudes. Their job is to kill you. Come on. So we see Devin saying, you know what? I'm going to take some cards from your hand. I'm going to Thoughtseize you. Drop to 8. Activate search. Here's a detention sphere. Let's push this big flying mountain man. And take 3. Go to 5. Inquisition, what do you got going on? Well, why don't you take a look? I've got every answer to any removal that you, or any creature that you might try to play. Oh my. I guess I take one path here. Here, give me a land. That's what that is. Hit that search. Well, you're tapped out. Coast is clear. Let's bounce that guy and let's just finish things off here. Activate this colonnade. Here's 7. Puts you to death. It says, I got no mana. What a game. What a game. That Jace is pretty scary. Pretty scary indeed, guys. Blue-white control, taking it 2-1 over the Grixis Death Shadow there. What's happening, guys? Of course, we had to have somebody pick a big flying bird that can get in the way of everything. It's got to fly over top of everybody else. I see you over there, Kyle. So yeah, we're trying out our stream avatar here on Twitch, checking that out. So if you guys want to be represented as a Pokemon, come hang out in chat on Mondays. We're going to be broadcasting it up every Monday for the foreseeable future. Vibe's favorite slam piece. Affinity asking, how do I pick the whale? Whale is not available right now because it's only the original 150 right now. I'll get around to adding more soon. So if you're following the stream, you can be able to have one of those Pokemon running around there. So you can do exclamation avatar, put it in the avatar's name. I don't think we have any affinity players, and most of the affinity players that have been playing on stream are playing the new affinity. What is that called? 151. All right, sorry guys. Mew and Mewtwo. I mean, I'm representing Mew right now. Yeah. So hardened scales. Thank you. Hardened scales affinity is usually what the people at the shop are running instead of just the old school original affinity and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we are going to be going through. We're in our second round, or we just finished our second round, so we've got 2 more to go. But because it's our halfway mark, and you can see Addie's hanging out with us too. It's our halfway mark. We are kind of pushing and reminding people, hey, if you're not following the stream yet, please consider following. We've also got all the VODs that get posted up to our YouTube channel, which you guys can check. You can also type in exclamation YouTube and it will link to that, or exclamation Y2, I believe, is all the different ones that will allow you access to all that kind of good stuff. I don't know why the chat's not showing up. I mean, you guys are just spamming changing your Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter that chat's not showing up right now. But anyway, you know, make sure that you guys are hitting those follow buttons if you haven't already. You can be represented as a Pokemon. Because it is a new month, if you have Prime, recommend throwing that Prime subscription our way if you would like. Don't have to. We know that there's a lot of great streams out there, but it's another great way to help show support for what we do here at Modern Magic Mondays. And you get access to some cool different images and stuff like that. I think our stream stuff is set up with the card back for MTG. So different cool little emojis and emotes, not emojis. I always want to call them emojis there. So, all right, while you guys are having fun changing your Pokemon, we're going to hop over to round 3 and you'll have to wait for next time to do some more Pokemon change in there. So